Hey everybody, welcome back to the Race 5 Smokehouse and Grill, and today we are doing an experiment. We have 2 pork butts here and we are going to season one and we're not going to season one, and we're going to see how they come out and which one we like better. So let's get the grill fired up and get these on. Let's go! So I had this idea last night. I've been making my pork butts where I throw a rub on it, let it set up, get it on the smoker, smoke it, wrap it, shred it, and then season it again at the end. I'll throw a little seasoning into the shredded meat just to build that flavor. So I'm thinking, do I really need to rub it in the beginning if I'm seasoning it again at the end? So last night, about 9 p.m., I ran to the grocery store and I found these. These are pork butt roast, they call them, which looks like they're just sliced pork butts. They're each about 4 pounds, which I think is going to do perfect for this experiment. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to rub one up with seasoning in the beginning. I'm going to run one without any seasoning until the very end after I shred it. And we're going to see if it works out the same, if we like it or if we don't like it. So first thing we're going to do is season one of these up. I'm going to use one of the seasonings that I always use on pork, which is the Pork Mafia Memphis Mud. Gives great color, great flavor. Get all sides like we always do. Get in all those nooks and crannies and open spots that we can get into. Try to get that bark set up with this rub. We've got our rubbed up pork butt set up and ready to go. This one we're not touching, we're just gonna put it on. And today we're gonna be doing this experiment on the Weber Smokey Mountain. I've already got it fired up. We are using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. I'm gonna put some chunks of cherry wood in the middle to get a nice smoke flavor imparted on there and some color as well. We're gonna dump a small chimney of lit coals right in the center. We're gonna put this Weber Smokey Mountain together. I am using the fire dial today. I really love the flavor that this fire dial gives. And we're gonna put the lid down and let it come up to temperature. Once this Smoky Mountain is up to temperature, we're gonna get these on the grill. We're gonna shoot for about 275 degrees for the cook temperature today, and we're going to try to cook these exactly the same way. These are each close to 4 pounds, like 3.9, 3.85, so roughly the same weight. They should cook pretty similarly, so we're going to see how they go. So let's get these on the grill. Grill's up to temp. We're at about 250 right now, which I'm happy with. I know it's going to climb a little bit more. Pork butts are looking great. We've got the one that has the rub on it. That rub is nice and set up and ready to go. And obviously the other one doesn't have anything on there. We're going to monitor these until they get the color that we're looking for right before we wrap them. So let's get these on, and we'll be checking in periodically until it is time. These are on the grill. We're gonna close it down, come back in about an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, we'll see, and check to see how these are coming along. Be back in a few. These pork butts have been on for about 4 hours now. Let's open this up, take a look at color, see if we're gonna spritz, just see where we're at in general, because I'm not sure what this is even gonna look like right now. Let's open this up. Definitely a huge color difference between the two, but that's to be expected. One's only getting smoked, the other one has that rub and seasoning on there. I'm gonna go ahead and give these a spritz and then check the internal temperature to see where we are right now. So let's spritz this. The one with no seasoning is definitely odd looking to me because I'm used to getting color and texture from seasoning I put on there. Again, this one has no seasoning, so it's just gonna be picking up that smoke that we put on there. So we're gonna cover this up, let it keep rolling. First thing, let's check the temperature. So we're in the mid upper 140s, 150s here. We're gonna let this keep rolling for a couple hours longer till we get up into those 160s, 170s, and then we'll wrap them up. So let's close this up and we'll be back when it's time to wrap them up. These are getting some pretty good color to them. They're both temping in the low 160s, 165 range. So we're gonna pull them off and wrap them right now. Let these continue to break down. I am going to stick a temp probe back into these so now we can monitor them till the finishing temp. Now that they're wrapped up, we're gonna put them back on the grill, let them come to finishing temp, which is gonna be about 200. We're gonna pull them out, let them rest, and we'll be back when it's time to shred after the rest. Here we are. This has been resting about an hour and a half in the Yeti bucket here. Got it up to about 203 till it was probe tender. One of them actually got up to about 208 before it really got tender. It was wrapped up, put in the bucket, rested an hour and a half. Now we're gonna pull them out, shred them, see how they taste, because that's most importantly, since we did not season one of them. But what we're gonna do, and what I typically do when I shred pork, I'll give it some seasoning afterwards, give it some more flavor throughout. Since it is such a big hunk of meat, you don't necessarily get all that flavor to the inside. We're gonna give it a taste without the seasoning and with the seasoning and see how we do. So let's pull these out. We're gonna open these up, try to save the juices, because I also like putting that juice back into the meat after it's shredded as well. That also adds more flavor back. Clearly, this is the one with the rub, and it is ready to fall apart. Still has that great color. Got a lot of that juices with that great color from that rub as well. Now let's open up the one that did not have any seasoning at all on it. Definitely a distinct difference in the appearance, which is not shocking to anybody. But now it's time to shred and taste. There is some bone left in here, so we're gonna get rid of that. Get that mixed in with those juices. There we have a nice seasoned, delicious hunk of meat. Well, this one, remember, we had it seasoned. All that juice had that seasoning in there. Mix it all together, nice and seasoned through. We're gonna go ahead and shred this one now. Remainder of that bone came right out. This is just how I like shredding it, basically squeezing it apart. These are so tender that there's no issue just taking your time squeezing them through till they fall apart for you. Let's give this a quick taste before we do any seasoning to this meat. Super tender, tastes great, straight pork and smoke. That's it. It's really, really delicious actually. So now we're gonna add some seasoning. Would I serve this by itself? Maybe if I was serving a sauce. Straight by itself, I think it needs a little bit extra. So that's why we're gonna hit it with some seasoning here. And you can hit it liberally because you got a lot of surface to cover here. Now you got that great seasoning all over the inside. And now you can season it as much as you want. Let's take a quick bite here. That's actually really, really good. I'm actually quite impressed how this one came out with no rub on it whatsoever to start the cook. It had definitely had a distinct look comparatively to what I'm used to with a bark. This just had some great smoke color on it. It came out great, nice and tender, great smoke flavor. You had that little seasoning at the end, and you got some great pulled pork here. So if you want to save on some seasoning in the beginning, this isn't a bad way to go. I mean, even by itself, without adding any seasoning back. I do think this has the edge on it though. But if you're in a bind or want to just hit it with a lot of good smoke, no issues with this whatsoever. Go ahead, try it with no seasoning on, season it at the end. Do this on pork butts. Not saying doing it on everything, I'm talking about pork butt. And this came out really, really good. Go ahead and give it a try. Let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up button if you like what we did here. Hit that subscribe button. Check me out on social media and we will be talking to you all soon. Cheers everybody. Peace.